Hello, welcome one, welcome all. We're cooking and we're all in a vibe. I got this topic, but I want to hear your voice on this topic. And if you know what is going on, I guess you can fill us in. But we want to get an understanding of, what is your narrative of the narrative. Because sometimes some people believe that they have the narrative or they know the narrative or they're in control of the narrative. So I want you to rock and come in and let us just talk, have a quick discussion while we, as usual, are going to ask you to guess what is in the pot. So rock and come in, guys. Rock and come in. All right. So, I have this understanding that there are a couple of or a few narratives out there in the context, and you see the thumbnail of what's happening there. But, somebody was asking, given what happened, I guess, was it yesterday, recently on that celebratory live, like, what is the narrative? And you know what I said? These two people, they are controlling the narrative. And that is it, and that's what you need to do. Sometimes when we give people the opportunity to take over and control our narrative, they do whatever it is that they want to do with the narrative. So when you have control of the narrative, especially when that narrative is affecting you or can have significant impact on you, then you try to control the narrative. And so, in that way, you are maintaining power over the situation and you navigate the situation on your terms. So, in essence, I believe that is what's happening. The people involved in this narrative, you can say the main characters, they are controlling this narrative. And so that is important for us to understand, and it's a lesson that we can take away as well. I am not here to talk people business to find out, whatever the case is, but we need to control our narrative. Welcome one, welcome all. Please remember to hit the like button, hit the subscription button, and leave a comment in the chat. Let us know where you're tuned in from. We like to cook and we'll have vibe, and we're talking about the narrative. So some of us, we have an understanding of the narrative. Will frame, welcome, but we don't really know the narrative. So what is really the narrative? And as I said before, if you're just tuning in, these two people right now, they're controlling the narrative, rightly so. This narrative can have significant effects on them. And so they are doing what they need to do to ensure that they are controlling this narrative. So let them be. Let them control the narrative and let them do what they need to do. Yep. It is as simple as that. Yeah. So rock and come in, guys. Rock and come in. Let us know what's your understanding of the narrative, because guess what? As viewers and I guess subscribers and people who are looking on this narrative, you all have a different understanding of this narrative. The only two people who know this narrative is the two people who are involved in this narrative. And so they're able to say what they want to say and they'll put out what they want to put out. Because as I shared, the question was, how do we know that these two are together? Like, we don't know. And I'm like, well, that's their business if they're together or not. They determine when or if it's true to let you know, well, this is the narrative, or they'll dictate that. And so that part is definitely significant in the context of the narrative. And so again, once you have control of your narrative, then that's good. You're in control, you have the power. And so in that case, people are not able to switch the story. And if they even want to switch the story, you're benefiting from that narrative, because right now the two main characters are benefiting from that narrative. And why not? All of this is about them, so why not benefit? What do you think about the narrative in the context of just generally speaking, and as an individual? If there's a particular narrative out there, would you want to control that narrative?
Hello, everyone. Welcome. I would definitely want to control the narrative, and I respect the way how they're dealing with it. They are pretty smart, and they're making sure that they capitalize on the narrative that is about them. And not everybody does it this way, but being as experienced as they are, being as knowledgeable as they are, they're controlling the narrative, and they're taking, they're trying their best to ensure that they make as much as they can of it. So persons are taking their business out on the road, creating stories, regardless of it being right or wrong. They know what the truth is, and they're making sure that they capitalize on it. And personally, I have to give them a thumbs up.
Yeah, big kudos to them, because and that's the situation sometimes as people, we don't know when to build and to just leave certain narrative alone. Like, we just don't know when to build and to leave certain narrative alone. If the narrative does not concern you, then just leave the narrative alone. And if you want to know about the narrative, be patient and wait for the people who are in control of the narrative to share. But some of us want to run with different sides and aspects of the narrative, even though we're not close to the narrative. So that's interesting. That is so interesting.
And the narrative must be evidence-based, and a lot of speculation, I believe, is out there. And that's probably where the problem is. Lots of persons are getting bits and pieces, and they're just
assuming maybe they're not even getting anything. Miss
well,
Kodo,
they're going to get
welcome.
Some they're working with something. They have to have something. Probably
Well,
somebody is
yes,
putting
you're
forward.
right.
There has to be something.
Yeah, there is some, I guess, as I said, some source. Yeah.
How authentic that source is.
Some people will say it's authentic, I don't want to call because we're not in that narrative. So we don't want to really call any names or anything. But, some people would say the narrative is quite based on, one source of the narrative or another main character, likely character in the narrative. Well, but whatever the narrative is, the people are in control of the narrative right now. And so we ask you, the question, what is your narrative of the narrative? Because everybody has a story about this particular story, because you are understanding it or receiving it in a particular way. Well, other people are also receiving it in a particular way. But let's see how long this narrative plays out. But as we can see right now, kudos to the people involved, because they're capitalizing on the narrative. Why not?
For sure. And ask yourself this question: have you ever been in a situation where the persons think a particular thing is happening and it is not?
Oh, yes.
So that is the thing. Sometimes what is seen and what is assumed and how the story comes together, it might be what you're looking for, but not necessarily what is there. But, some indications might be suggestive, but you don't know, and that's the thing. Sometimes our mind get a little bit too far ahead, but
welcome, guys. You can see what is in our narrative right now. Guess what is in the pot? Welcome, guys. Welcome. We just try to be real and just hold a vibe. And we're going to try our best to talk more about narratives, but not people narrative. Well, I guess a people narrative, because whatever happened, and if we need to talk about it, it's somebody's narrative. But yeah, so we're going to share our voice on the narrative, what we believe the narrative is, are our views, our narrative of the narrative. That's what I'm trying to get to. Yep. Yeah, guys. So we're doing something here, as you can see in the pot. So rock and come in, guys. Rock and come in. We'll soon wrap up this session. So rock and come in, rock and come in. What's your understanding of the narrative? What's your understanding of the narrative? Let me know.
Yes, guys, if you're here, let us know in the chat. Drop a comment in the chat just to say hello, just to say hi. Give us your perspective on this narrative here. And as I said, have you ever been in a situation where persons think something is going on, but nothing is going on?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, you are so and so, in a so and so, when nothing no go like so and so. So you know what you do? You work with this so and so narrative, and let some people you kill some people, but God.
Yeah, man,
Can't
sometimes you
help.
have to work with it, man. 'Cause
Work
since
with the
them
narrative.
know, you have to follow their
You have to
lead.
follow the lead, work with the narrative. Then give you a particular role, you work with the narrative. Worse if you can capitalize on the narrative. Why not?
Yeah, these guys.
Why not? Yeah.
You know,
So the guys them a capitalize on the narrative. Trust me. And that's good for them. That's good for them. Guys, this is looking lovely and smelling lovely. Good. Welcome one, welcome all who is still here with us. Let us know your understanding of the narrative. All right.
if you like what we're doing, drop a like on the live. We'll appreciate that. Subscribe, would appreciate that even more. We just want you to be here and know that your voice is welcome right here, so you can share. We're just keeping it real right here. So
And respectful.
definitely respectful. So yeah, let us know what you're saying here as it relates to the chat. But as I said, they are really smart to capitalize on this, and the other thing about it, they didn't say anything, add that little pinch of suspense. When you cook your butter, you don't have the salt in there, you just need the salt, or probably not even the salt, sometimes add the pepper.
This is something
Yes, man, you do
I
curry.
don't even know if they put no
You don't put
pepper
no pepper,
in it.
then you don't need the little thing in it, man. You need a little suspense. So these guys here, you know what, let us make it run for a bit.
Yeah, and I think, and not for a bit, I think they're going to run with it until they decide that, you know what, they're going to run with it. I think they're just going to run with it. Because, I don't think, the narrative is so together, like how people are making it seem. I don't know the narrative, so this is just my little interpretation of the narrative. When you're doing a literature class, and you get them stories that to write, analyze themes and certain things, symbols, what is happening, what the characters are saying, and you're giving your interpretation. At that time, the people them have their literature class, well, and this narrative, me not think it reach a climax set enough to reach down to the what they call it, like the denouement. So then just have you go up like a roller. Well, you might go up and come back down and then carry back up. So the plot is very good. It's an interesting plot.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a school, man. School 2.0.
Yep. And a lot of persons want to find out what is happening, so they're all tuned in. So that's good. But as I said, capitalize if you can capitalize.
Why
capitalize, and that's
Why
what
not?
they
That's
are
what
doing.
they're doing. Yep.
Yes, man. So it's handy for them to be having social media presence, because that helps them as well in terms of capitalizing.
Because if people put a particular narrative on you, and you recognize it. You know, if I come and just give this bit or give a particular narrative, people are gonna want to hear what me have to say, so them are gonna just stick with it.
Giving them relevance. So
Yeah.
So they're working it, and I guess they're saying if we can't beat them, make we join them. Since them know, make we join them.
That is it. That is it, you know.
Yes, man.
That's
join them.
definitely it.
But whatever it is, I'm sure time will fix that if that's what
And I
God's
don't know
plan
who want
is.
to know that. Like, I people in business.
Wow, people wants to know, so that's it.
People want to know. Oh, well.
That is it. So, and I guess the whole suspense is coming from a long time coming in. So persons want to figure out the family dynamic and all, and that's where it's coming from, and that's why some theories are being built. So
Welcome, guys. See my narrative there? Hit the like button, hit the subscription button, and if you like what we're doing here, turn on your post notifications so when we come back and having another talk about another narrative, you can be a part of the conversation as well. Yeah, I
guys,
needed to
if you're
show you
here-
what was simmering in that pot.
you're here, just hit the like button, hit the subscription button, and make sure you come back another time for real. Let us talk. Remember, drop topics in the comments that you want us to discuss as well, because we want to make this an inclusive space, because we want to hear from you.
Yeah, we want to hear your narrative.
Yes, so just do the do. But we really appreciate you passing by and stopping by. And as I said, drop a comment if you feel like. Hit the like button, hit the subscription button, and come back so we can talk some more. So let us continue to watch how this one unravel and see how things go forward.
Let us continue to read. Yeah, stay attuned to literature class.
Yeah. But we really appreciate you passing by and stopping by and checking this out. Really appreciate that. Drop a like, a subscription, drop a comment before you leave. We really appreciate you being here. But yes.
Hey guys, welcome. We soon wrap this up because as you can see,
The pot's
pot
come
ready.
down.
Pot ready, man.
Pot
Ready. Yeah. Look, guys, look. Tell me what's in there. This is our narrative this evening or tonight.
How the pot look, let us know in the comment. If you think it look good, I can't tell you how it smell, it smell good,
And you
but
can't tell it. Look.
yeah, I'm leaving the look part to them. Since they are just seeing, they keep it real and make them do that part. That's true, me I can do the smell part and the taste test. Yeah, we'll give them that part. We'll split up the task. We'll make sure everybody have a little to do, alright? We're really happy having you here. And as I said before, we have to just wait on the people to provide the information, the people, the main characters.
Yeah, to tell us more about the story.
We really can tell you what go on with the story.
The narrative.
Yeah.
We just have watch the narrative,
Yes. So we just have to look and see what go on with that in there. So we'll see how things pan out with it. But we're happy to have you here with us. And let us keep our eyes open and ears open and see what happens. But yeah.
And as I was saying earlier, it's just some life lessons, people. Because if you have a situation that is going on, then you want to be in control of that situation. And so it is important for you to be in control of your narrative. Right? So, because sometimes people, they run with your story, capitalize on your story, and then, you're just there. So, what they're doing in the context of, this narrative is to really control it and navigate it as well. They determine where they go, when they go, what they say, all of these things. So that is it. Welcome, guys, if you're just coming in.
And as you talk about control, the night, I think the thing that happened is that behind the scenes, they have this conversation and say, here what?
This is it.
This is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Since that is out there, let us do this. And, they just keep their thing, as I guess as it was before, keep making sure that things are kept quiet and just allow things to flow and they are in control of whatever is happening. So that's pretty much what they did, and as I said, really, really, really impressed with the way how they handle things. So guys, if you're here, you're just joining us, please hit the like button, hit the subscription button. Let us know.
Yeah, and change the narrative over here. Give us some support. Welcome, welcome. So see the pot ready. Just up on low, so we're going to keep it warm until we finish doing what we're doing. We're going to wrap this one up pretty quickly, shortly right now. So thank you so much for passing through. And remember, if you have a narrative, be in control of that narrative, okay? Don't let anybody else control your narrative. Or unless you want them to and you're just working with the flow. And if you recognize that people are benefiting from your narrative, then you need to take control of that narrative to capitalize on what is going on.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely agree with you on that. You make sure that whatever is going out there is what you are putting out there and that you want to put out there. So stay in control, and once you're in control, you're good. Please try to take the emotions out too in the initial stages, because sometimes we make some decisions, and it comes back to haunt us. Take some time, discuss it and put your best foot forward. That's what I would say. But as you rightly said, be in control.
Yeah, so guys, we're going to end it there because we're in control of this narrative on this side. But you also have the control on your side. So please remember to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, tell a friend to tell another friend about this platform, and just come on over and let's just have our own narrative. Whatever narrative you bring here, let's just flesh it out here and talk about it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Blessings and love, everyone, and we'll see you in the next live. Bye, guys.